is kind of weird.
What?
It's saying waiting for us, but it's not.
Hmm.
Wow.
You're right. Why is it doing this?
It's very strange. And this is the.
Has anybody responded to us? Not yet. They can't see us.
Holy.
Holy macaroni.
Okay, let's end
Oh
this.
my gosh.
Wait. I don't even.
Why? So weird.
Oh.
What?
No, I'm just trying to see what's. It says live.
Okay, well, wait, go back in. It wasn't playing before, right? There you are, it says. Great.
Oh wow.
We see you now. Do you guys know we've been on here for 10 whole minutes?
That's crazy.
We even watched a video already and thought y'all just weren't talking back to us.
Wow.
Press play.
Let me. Yeah, it says live though. That's some
What's the
glitching.
heezy?
YouTube done glitched us.
Click in here.
Hmm?
So when she said, I hope they're not having trouble getting on, she was talking about us?
Yeah, I guess so. That's
I was like,
crazy.
Susan, who's having trouble? We've been on for ages. Okay, that's an exaggeration.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's been live. Okay, that is crazy. I don't know. I have no explanation for what just happened.
I don't know, man.
The crazy
I'm
thing
over
is,
it.
we didn't even touch anything to fix it. It just popped up.
We had to go on there and take a look. You were about to click in.
For a second there, yeah, that's wild. Okay.
Trish, hi, Sugar Lump.
Wow.
Damn, so should we start over? So did y'all see the...
Yeah, we got to start over. They ain't see
Did
anything.
you all see the first video? Why am I caps?
Just got noticed.
Disregard
I'm like, what you spelling?
the caps. What the heezy?
That is crazy. We just had the glitch of the century.
The glitch of the century.
Whoa.
Oh, snaps. She said, I should warn everyone that I put away my elf outfit and I'm wearing my New Year onesie. I was like wondering, like, where is Kathy this whole time?
So it was showing.
I had such a good intro too. I was talking about good stuff.
It was showing, and they weren't like, and so you all have been in the chat, and we can see the comments that you all were posting.
Right.
And we were live, but for some reason it didn't go through the YouTube from the streaming software.
And we were talking to y'all. I was like, hi, Susan.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're good. Let us know if we good people. Appreciate the patience. Let us know if we back. I think we back.
Every time you say that, I always get like anxieties. I'm like, I don't think we're back.
Oh, I think we're back.
I don't think we're back.
It might freeze a little bit, but I think we're back overall.
Ooh, Trish says we're good.
I think we're back overall.
Ooh, Trish says we're good. Ooh, please someone else say we're good.
Mm-hmm.
How can you enlarge the emojis? Someone else say we're good.
Mm-hmm.
How can you enlarge the emojis? Random question, don't know. We're good, you are seen.
Awesome. What's up, Nefertiti?
Wi-Fi is frustrating sometimes. There you are. All right, that's a lot of people saying they can see us now.
Wi-Fi be playing.
That was so stressful. I don't like it.
Yeah.
You're back.
It's doing the food. Okay. Madison, what's up, Madison?
Sheesh. What a little butt.
Watching from my living room TV, reorganizing my entire house.
Spoke too soon. Oh no.
Oh God.
Oh, help me, please, God. No more. I told you we spoke too soon.
I think it even out in a second. Hopefully. Golly.
You didn't even get the whole golly out. That's how bad it's about to be.
Just like half of it.
I feel sick.
Let me see.
What a ghetto little process. I'm just, I am going to say I'm very grateful that our people stick with us. If you go, Is it okay now?
Looks like it.
I'm scared. The only reason I know it's still going is because that right there.
Yeah.
I don't know, Trish.
I
Are we?
played a really good statue. I was like, wait, it's frozen, but I just wasn't moving.
I keep thinking we're moving, but we just keep stopping, like, cause we're just stressed.
Okay. I'll be back
Kathy,
for
for
now.
now.
Thank you, Kathy. Okay.
Come on,
Can we
Weefly,
proceed with the
to
show,
give you what
please?
you need.
Man, okay, it look like we rolling. Thank you so much, good people, for sticking in the chat and letting everybody that isn't a normal regular let them know that we're gonna be back popping. Okay, all right. I think we're good now.
Honestly, my chest hurts. It's so stressful.
So we're gonna proceed.
Mama said, "Relax now. It's all good, baby." Yeah, help me, y'all. Y'all know I'm stressed out. I'm so tired of this damn Wi-Fi.
All right.
I mean, dang.
That was a war. That was a war. Okay, let's continue.
I feel like crying.
Oh my God.
This is so much.
Let us proceed.
Why you gotta act like this, stupid Wi-Fi? I don't even want to mess with this. I'm gonna switch it. This is the phone it's on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, take this.
Hold on.
When it was in there, it was fine.
Okay, one second.
Okay, it's crystal clear now. Everyone know your best friend, right, Meg?
All right. Cool.
Oh, Meg. All right, let's get going because I can't. My chest hurts and I'm hurt. So let's get it popping. I think we are finally back. So babe, it's gonna be all you, my friend. We just gotta stick with yours. Cool. Nothing else. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we was at.
I don't know. My chest hurts. I want to start over. We weren't anywhere. We never got to do anything.
Okay, so back from the top. Happy New Year.
Try turning your cap backwards.
And for everybody,
that's what Ruben said.
And for everybody that's just joined us, thank you for coming in. I hope you all had a great weekend. I hope you all had a great New Year. Damn, we want to talk about what we did and everything. All right,
guys, I just want to say thank you for your patience, first of all, because we finally got it back where we need to have it. And that is a big part. Naj and I did an intro already 100 years ago, but we can tell you again real quick. Go ahead, baby.
So, over the weekend, what we do for New Year's, we basically had like a house kickback / double date thing. We just chilled at the house, played some games, card games, that type of stuff. Just real chill, nothing too much. Had a good time though. What you all do for the New Year's?
Yeah, let us know what you did for the New Year's. But because you guys have been waiting for so long, I think it's fair for us to just get right up in there and get started. I'm so sorry about all of our Wi-Fi issues. I mean, I don't understand, but it's okay because we're here together and we're a family. So, well deserved. No need to explain. Thank you. We appreciate that. So let's go ahead and just get started because I know everybody is here to see what has been going on. Hi, Ellen. Thanks for joining. Hey, Ruben, Meg, Trish, Bendy, Madison, Meg, Kathy, Susan just left, but she'll be back. And a whole bunch of other people. If I miss anybody, I'm waiting for this thing.
Okay.
It's still not connected, is it? Or it seems like they're not. It seems like they're getting, what's it called? Ay. I'm so sorry. It sucks. I think we should just end it and then come back and see if that helps. No?
I don't know what much that's going to do. It's the Wi-Fi.
You're going to connect it to, let's see. All right, let's see. I think it's going to turn on now. It's turning on now. Can y'all see me? What's that comment? Is that from
Mikey, do you have any singers, rappers around?
Can y'all see this?
Let's see.
I feel like I don't know if they can see anything.
It's working, but then something just happened, so I don't know. She's gonna stay.
Pop, lock, and dropping it. I see you.
God, now that it's not even an option.
Well, it looks like it's something's working. Just give it a second. Just give it a second. It's connected. Just don't touch nothing else. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Why did you touch it? Did you click that? I hear your mouse clicking. I think it's okay. I think we're good.
Okay.
I just want y'all to know if this thing don't work again. In Australia, Trish said. So if she can hear us all in Australia, I think we're doing a little bit better.
All right. Hopefully this thing is done with the foolishness.
Gosh. I just want y'all to know my patience is this thin. So if it doesn't work again,
Man,
I'm going to bed because I'm stressed. Let's hurry up and get to the video.
That was a legit. I don't even know how much time.
Let's just get to the video. Let's not touch nothing. Pull out nothing. We're going to start this over. And then we're going to get to it, okay? All right. Let's get back here real quick. So we're going to bring up this video. Guys, if you're still with us, you're the real ones. Thank you. We love you. So let's go ahead and get back to it. Whenever it wants to come along.
Okay. One sec. Let me see.
Dear God in heaven. Let's get on with the show, as Mikey says, and I agree. But somebody is after us right now.
Which one was it?
That one. That's right there.
Right, cancel it.
Hold on. That one.
Okay.
Oh. Sending Reina patients and pretend alcohol. That might be it. You, Kathy, thank you. I'm probably usually in a better mood specifically because of the alcohol. Oh, that's a bad thing to say.
Let's continue.
Let me just hurry up and drink it up. Never leave. Love you guys.
All right. Let's test this out right fast.
Your phone is not giving what it's...
Okay. Good God.
Wade in the water, children.
Oh, you know what to say at this point. Hold up.
In the water. We're back working here.
All right, let's just go back. Let's go to it. Let's get right into the video.
Let's get right to it because my chest hurts. Coffee cake, so sweet.
Straight from Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
And what appears to be the scene of an investigative search. All this comes just hours after a suspect is finally arrested in connection to the University of Idaho quadruple murders. In the video, you can see a large response from local TV stations hoping to get a glimpse at all the action. The video appears to be shot in or near the Indian Mountain Lake gated community. Now, we're still working to learn more about this search and the suspect, but what we know so far is 28-year-old Bryan Christopher Kohberger was arrested in Pennsylvania Friday morning in connection to the murders. Kohberger is a PhD candidate at Washington State University in criminal justice and criminology. His campus in Pullman, Washington is about 15 minutes away from Moscow, Idaho. Now, we're working to get more details about this developing story and we'll bring you the latest information as we have it. Reporting for Law and Crime Network, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Well, first of all, I'm just gonna pray nothing else happens because I can't take no more. But I want to say thank you to you guys again for sticking with us. Applause and another applause for our super chats that came in while we were struggling. I appreciate y'all so much, so much. Where is Kathy's?
You passed it.
I did. Oh gosh, it went so fast. Kathy, thank you for sending us patience and pretend alcohol. I think it worked.
Thank you so much, Kathy, for the $10 super chat.
Oh, Wendy said, "Hubby is awake. Blow that horn." Thank you, Coffee Cake, with the beautiful coffee cake in your description.
Thank you so much, Coffee Cake.
Coffee
That does look
cake.
pretty good.
It does, right?
For the $9.99 super chat, thank you.
We're on a diet right now.
I know, right?
And his hairline looks like a cul-de-sac. Yes, it does.
Oh, God.
Guys, I'm so glad we finally got it going because my chest was hurting. So we're not going to focus on this any longer. We're going to move on because y'all deserve to get what you came here for, which is to learn more about this crazy, horrifying, weird, crooked-nosed man and what his little spank ass has done.
Man.
So, guys, let's go ahead and go into a video that came out from Law and Crime 4 days ago, which is about the Idaho student murder suspect arrested and everything they know so far. Okay? Give me a second before we move on to make sure we can pull this up, okay? I think we're going to be okay. And let's get to that video. Guys, make sure you're commenting. More so because we don't know if the thing starts messing up unless y'all tell us. So I just hope you guys can let us know. And then also just let us know if there's anything that we're missing or if anything else is happening. But thank you for praying for our patience and our love. So that's a lot.
28-year-old Bryan Christopher Kohberger in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, on a warrant for murder of Ethan, Zana, Madison, and Kaylee.
Nearly 7 weeks after Kaylee Gonsalves, Maddie Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were found murdered in a home near the University of Idaho campus, an arrest is made. I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast.
Anjanette,
we have a special breaking news edition of the podcast for you today. The man who is under arrest is Bryan Kohberger. He is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and felony burglary for entering the King Road home back in the early morning hours of November 13th and murdering Kaylee Gonsalves, Maddie Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Kohberger is a 28-year-old PhD student at Washington State University in Pullman, Washington, and that's really just a short distance away from Moscow, Idaho, where the murders occurred. It's about a 10-mile drive, 15 minutes to get there. He was getting his PhD in criminal justice and criminology. Kohberger was arrested earlier Friday morning at his home in Pennsylvania and booked into the Monroe County Jail. He is being held without bail. And joining me to discuss this development is retired Houston homicide detective extraordinaire Phil Waters and retired FBI agent Bobby Chacon. Phil and Bobby, welcome to Sidebar. Thanks to both of you for coming on. Phil, I'll start with you. Your thoughts?
Well, I'd have to tell you, first of all, kudos to the Moscow Police Department, those detectives.
What's the difference between a service animal and an emotional?
What I need is a service animal and emotional support.
Intermission.
Well, it's good. Actually, it's great timing because we have to recognize our girl, Meg, for having our back. Thank you for the $3.50 super chat, Meg. The Wi-Fi God is calm and you are forgiven. Thank you to all of y'all who prayed to the Wi-Fi God. They sure were coming for us.
Appreciate it.
So before we get started, though, real quick, since we got some information, how do you feel about him pursuing a PhD in criminology and criminal justice and being the one to do this crime? How do you feel about that?
That's crazy. It's like, was this his goal to go to school to learn how to commit crimes and get away with them, escape whatever he's getting ready to get his hands in? Or I'm really interested in the purpose behind this. A 28-year-old, and these were like 19 and 20-year-olds, right?
Yeah, but he's a PhD student, so like that makes sense. He was in the college age, just PhD college age. It's actually quite young.
Interesting.
It's very, very disturbing, like Coffee Cake just said. I think that it is absolutely wild. I think what's going to be interesting is, will he be the type to confess? Will he say he's guilty or not guilty? Because he has degrees, multiple degrees already. I mean, years, a decade almost worth of schooling in criminology and criminal justice. Like, what are we going to get from this? Like, you know what I mean? Criminology and criminal justice, like, you know a lot about what you've done.
Yeah, and that's why I brought that point. Like, is this something that it was just part of a plan or something? But it couldn't. I don't know if it was that thought out, because it don't seem like this was that thought out for him to do.
I don't know if it wasn't thought out, because what I don't understand is how the two roommates didn't know he was there, and what I also don't know is, was he able to get away with this for so long because of his background in criminology and criminal justice, or is it as fast as they say it is? Like, a lot of them are saying that it actually happened. They found him pretty quickly, but I don't know. So I guess that's what we're going to get into with the next part of the video. That's weird to pursue himself. Let's see what's next here.
The state police and the FBI guys and all the people that help process that evidence that's brought us to this day. This is the day we've all been looking forward to. So I would say first, kudos to those folks.
Bobby, I'm thinking, the FBI was involved in this arrest. There was some reporting out there that they've been tracking this guy for several days. Briefly, your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it was great police work, lightning fast for a quadruple homicide investigation of this complexity. I mean, a lot of people on the internet were chiding the police for moving slow. They didn't move slow. This was an amazingly fast investigation, and they got their man, as I kind of thought they would. And I think that, my reading is that they've been tracking him for a couple of days. Probably likely trying to get a DNA sample, like we saw in the Golden State Killer case, where they followed D'Angelo around for a few days to try to get some item that he touched or he drank from his trash or from something else, and match the DNA profile that they had, when they did that extensive crime scene in that house. That took time to get all those blood samples separated and then develop a DNA profile. And now that I think they have it, because part of this is a DNA genetic match to some of the material in the house. So now if you have him in that house, you have his DNA in or around the victims. I think, they've got their man.
Search warrants are being executed at both the apartment where Kohberger lived in Pullman, Washington, and at the home where he was arrested in Pennsylvania. So the white Hyundai Elantra was a clue. It was something that really seemed to break this investigation wide open. The police chief today was asked whether or not, A, they had found the white Elantra, and B, the murder weapon. Briefly, this is what he had to say.
So we are still looking for all pieces of evidence, but we are still looking for the weapon. And I will say that we have found an Elantra.
Bobby, I asked Musk.
Real quick, I just want to point out the guy in the back did a perfect, proper cough. He did right like this and went right in there. Did you see that, man? Guys, let's get in these comments, because I know y'all always have all the tea. So let's see what we have in here. I don't know why this mouse is moving like this. Oh my God.
That ain't gonna fix it.
Meg said, honestly, this guy reminded me of Danny Rolling, aka the Gainesville Ripper. Jeez. The smells. Coffee Cake said a pal of his from grade high school talked today and said he would be the last person he would think to do this. I'm sorry, but the person you know in high school is not the person you know at 28. And usually it's the people you would think would not do it that do it. His face looks like a thumb with 2 ears sticking to the side. Oh my gosh. And then I feel like he may need to get Jose Baez on the case. You guys are so funny talking about who he looks like. Let's see. There's lots of crazy info on this guy. Yes, he's 28. Mikey said, less educated people commit less crime. It's most educated people commit the most heinous crimes. It's the most educated people that commit the most heinous crimes. And Ruben said it's weird to pursue yourself. Johnny V, what's up? Said he's going to pull a Daryl Brooks and try to defend himself, which actually, I think a lot of people have said that. I read somewhere that, yep, Jonathan, that's what several news channels have said. I know goddamn well.
That's funny.
It is?
No, I mean, like,
oh,
good.
Okay, because that concerned me. And then Rosebud said, I believe one of the girls refused his advances and he snapped. And I don't think this was his first rodeo. Good questions. His DNA was picked up, but how? So they did just say in this shindig that they had all the DNA in the house and separated out the DNAs of the victims and then kind of narrowed down the other DNAs that were in there that were not the victims or the roommates. And I think that's how they were able to find his DNA. And then Bendy said it was suggested the DNA was found through a 23andMe.
Wow.
Can you imagine all YouTube presser? Bad or good? I don't know what that means. Really, really crazy. Meg says, the fact his supposed first murder was a quadruple is astounding. Almost no one does that. Killer needs time to build confidence and practice, as horrible as that is. But you know what, Meg, you're absolutely correct. I think that this probably is not the first time he's been caught or first time he's done a murder because, like you said, what are the chances of you doing this to four people right away and then running away from it? I think the cops got some tips, but I want to know exactly what tips. Exactly. I got a lot of DNA on tacos. This fool. I don't want to think about what he would have done if he wasn't caught so quickly. What he did was already too horrible, says Meg. And then Susan said, I'll admit it, I was totally wrong on this case, perp. Susan, what did you think was going on? Like, what did you think was happening? I'm wondering. It's mind-blowing. Bryan isn't back in Idaho yet. Guys, as Kathy said, don't forget to like when you come in here. Subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Don't be shy about joining our Patreon as well. Oh, God. It is freezing. Rosebud said, Coffee Cake is presumed the DNA was matched with a relative through a genealogy and pulled over by cops. You can see what looks to be an old wounds on his right arm and knuckles. Dang. All right. I think we're just kind of going in and out with the Wi-Fi, but it doesn't seem to be as bad as before. Y'all keep praying to the Wi-Fi gods for us, please, okay? Because we can't take no more. Baby, you want to go ahead and read, and I'll get the rest of this back up for us. Please.
Okay, let's see. I want to assume anything.
Nefertiti said, I don't want to assume anything of him yet because of Idaho law. We don't know anything until he's returned to Idaho. Interesting. Okay. Guys, let me know if you guys can see us okay. I think you can. I just want to make sure. Oh. Did you want to just get back to the video?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that's what we were doing. Okay. All right. We're going to get back to the video then. Go ahead.
They really wanted this car. It wasn't just a couple of different vehicles. It was one very specific vehicle. They saw it on video. There weren't many other cars in the area moving around that night. So I think they really, really knew that that was a crucial piece. And I think they probably have the Elantra. He probably drove it back to Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I think that long drive from Idaho to Pennsylvania, he had ample opportunity to ditch that murder weapon, which is probably a large knife, in any number of places. And that's thousands of miles of roadway. There's probably lots of bodies of water. I ran the FBI dive team for a number of years. A lot of people like to ditch things over bridges and water. It could be anywhere, unless he gives them some kind of indication of where he deposited that murder weapon, or unless he made a really amateur mistake in putting it somewhere where they'll find it. It's going to be difficult, but that's not crucial. I don't think they need particularly the murder weapon in this case to get a conviction.
Phil, there was a post on Reddit that some people...
Quick break. 1 second, peeps.
Susan said, my initial thought was, to be honest, the roommates. They had means, women usually stab, maybe motive, jealousy, and the 911 call, and no public appearance made me suspicious. Agreed. Completely agreed. And then Meg said, going after 4 grown adults, yeah, he's done this before. At the very least, an extremely violent crime. Not even the most bold killer is that ambitious without reason. Absolutely. And the fact that he didn't take out the roommates on the first floor is also still very, very crazy to me. I'll tell you this. I'm still not convinced that the roommates had nothing to do with it. I don't know for sure what happened. So, all right, let's get back to it.
Bryan Kohberger, when he was getting his master's, was soliciting people on Reddit, criminals and things, to talk about their thoughts and feelings, things like that. It appears this is a legitimate post, and his Reddit account has now been suspended. Your thoughts on somebody who is a criminology and criminal justice PhD, and with this creepy survey on Reddit, being accused of these crimes?
Well, this is all going to be part of a huge, big psychological puzzle for this guy. I know when I was investigating homicide that we would do a psychological profile or a psychological autopsy on the person that was our suspect. And this is all going to be part of a huge puzzle for this character. I think it's interesting that he's got this background in criminal justice, so forth and so on. So you wonder if maybe the answers will come out is that a lot of this was just a progression of events, that he wanted to see if he could get away with a crime like this. And he became fascinated with the workings and the mechanics of this type of an event. It's kind of a strange, and looking at the guy's picture, looking into his eyes, I mean, I've looked into the eyes of evil before, and I've got to say that just the picture appears to me that he's kind of above it all at this point. He's not remorseful in any way. He's a little bit arrogant, as a matter of fact, and he's kind of waiting to see that now, okay, the story is out. Let's see what these.
I don't know how you get all that from that picture. Did you get all that, babe?
No, I didn't.
It's like, I didn't get all that.
It's like he's really good at reading people, or I just ain't good at all because I didn't pick up on that. But I mean, he does look a little crazy. He does. Like he been off the Red Bull and up for 72 hours. But yeah, I didn't get all that. But he does, who is it, Mikey? He does like a thumb with some ears.
Oh my God.
That's for sure.
Trish, what's up, love? She said, Reina, Naj. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't do it, but he does kind of have a very, just whatever look. Like, I'm here. But maybe he, because of his PhD in criminology and criminal justice, he just is like, I'm going to wait for the law to work on my side. Or he is just that crazy. I don't know. You gotta be kind of crazy to kill 4 people and stab them. It's not even like shooting. It's like such a like involved act. Like you got bloodied.
That's what I was saying the last time, which was the fact that since I mean it had to, in my perspective, it had to have been like personal or something because to go into a situation, you had to have known them to just go into somebody's house and start stabbing 4 people. You don't know if they got a gun.
Right.
You don't know what's up. So he had to have known that it was no real defense and he can just go in and get that close to 4 people and stab them before they can do something about it or, you know. But that's just a crazy situation to go into someone else's house and stab them 4 people to death, you know.
Yeah. Hey, Mucho Taco. You are in with the right crowd, my friend, because we all love tacos, and it is Taco Tuesday. Except Naj and I didn't get to eat that. Let's see what somebody was saying. It was insinuated that there was a missing case 25-ish miles from his hometown from May. Oh, a missing persons case from his hometown from May. He moved back for a bit in April. OMG.
Some drink real quick.
Okay. Najee, you want me to continue on with the video?
Yeah. The comments.
He did ask, was anyone else arrested yet? So you may have hinted that there was someone else. And then why didn't he go to the jails or talk to those on parole? Oh, were you talking about the Reddit case? Yeah, why? I mean, I guess Reddit's easier access, but let's see. The only reason why I could think that he spared the roommates is that he was too exhausted to kill them. Maybe they were involved. But if they're innocent, the above is my theory. I can see that too. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just seems too weird that he would leave so many potential witnesses. If he took out 4 people, why leave so many people? Susan said devil's advocate. I believe it's him, but man, what if it's not? I mean, the reality is that you're innocent until proven guilty in the United States. So, I mean, we really shouldn't be saying he is the killer until we see all the evidence. And right now, we don't have a lot of evidence. We just have what the little trickles of information that's been given to us. So, I don't know. I mean, it'll be really, really bad if he's not the one, because they have really made this guy like a big deal here. Coffee Cake, I disagree. I want to see the evidence. I'm with you, sister. Nefertiti said, I don't think he would have had access. Getting in to talk to prisoners is really hard. And then Megan says, I promise this was due to interest in true crime, not person experience, but stabbing is exhausting. And if they fought back at all, then he would be even more tired. Listen, Meg, you are cracking me up, girl, because I know you really are into true crime to say that. Like, you've watched a lot of stuff, but I agree too. Stabbing equals personal attack. Rosebud said, he looks like Ted Bundy and resembles him, intelligent and calculating. I think we won't see any DB antics from this guy. I don't think so either. I think he's too smart for that. I mean, outside of the fact that he has a PhD, so obviously he must have the ability to listen and to learn and understand and all that good stuff. He is just too smart to pull a Brooks, because Brooks was just an idiot and it did absolutely nothing for him, but just get him a whole bunch of views on YouTube. So let's see. It sounds like the guys went first and then the girls. Then upstairs and the 2 girl. Nev said, he knows the system. He knows how system works and how to be mindful of his words. It's absolutely crazy to me. Let's see. Serial killers always carry personal intentions. What do you mean by that, Mikey? Like, you feel like, what do you mean by they always carry personal intentions? They just don't kill randomly for no reason? Yes, the Reddit. Okay. Weird how he said he's eager to be exonerated. He's going to plead not guilty. Is that what he said? Girl, you're telling me stuff I didn't even know. Oh my gosh. Rosebud, nah, he's too smart to pull a Brooks. If he goes to trial, the gruesomeness is Manson level. It surely is, man. All right, guys, let's get back to the video. Everybody thinks he looks like Ted Bundy. Yeah, I mean, if the eyebrow hairs came together a little bit more, I guess he could look like a little bit like Ted Bundy. But that's absolutely crazy. Let's get to it.
Police officers do, and to what Bobby was talking
So
about, you know,
fast.
they're doing the due diligence. They're executing search warrants at his apartment in Pullman, and I'm assuming they're going to execute a search warrant at the parents' house in Pennsylvania on the vehicle itself, and they'll be executing search warrants on the cell phone if they got one. I agree with Bobby. I don't know that it's important necessarily in the string of evidence to get the murder weapon. It would be nice icing on the cake, but he may be one of these guys that he may have kept it as a trophy. So we'll just have to see how that plays out.
It was a nice knife,
When
too.
police announced the arrest at a press conference on Friday afternoon, they were notoriously tight-lipped. I felt like they almost wanted to tell us, but they say that they can't. And they've played everything close to the vest the entire time. They've been very tight-lipped, which led to a lot of complaints. Let's listen to Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson talk about the next steps in this case and why he says they can't tell us anything right now.
There's a pending case now in court, and I and my office and the investigators have to live with the restrictions that our Supreme Court places on pretrial publicity. That said, I promise you we will share with you through the court process or otherwise whatever we are allowed to. I just appreciate your patience on that. The factual basis for the charges are summarized in what's called a probable cause affidavit that is on file with the court. According to the rules of the Idaho Supreme Court, that is sealed until Mr. Kohberger is physically back in Latah County and has been served with the Idaho arrest warrant.
That's what Neff said.
At that time, we expect that affidavit will be available to you so you can share the true facts with all of your readers and your watchers and your listeners.
Did you know?
Wow. Did you know that Najee has not put us on premium, so we don't have any more ads? Let's get right back. Let's get through it. It's okay.
Who are interested and really need to know what's going on.
Bobby, the prosecutor, Bill Thompson, said we can't release the complaint in the affidavit until this guy is back in Idaho, until Bryan Kohberger has been extradited and he's served with the paperwork. So it's been very frustrating for everybody to not have that information, but it seems like to me that they're dotting all the I's and crossing all of the T's.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're right that they want to tell us what they've had because they've worked really hard in this case and they've done a really great job. And they've been nothing but, chided on the internet by amateur sleuths who think they can do it better and the police are making all these mistakes, which is ridiculous. And so I think they want to come out and show the fruits of their labors, their very, very intense labors over the past 6 weeks. And I think that, and they'll have every right to be lauded and applauded for the work that they've done, because like I said, this is a lightning fast investigation in a quadruple homicide with a very complex crime scene. So I think they want to say it. They want it to come out. But as the prosecutor said, everybody's going to hold the reins. We will not get every answer when that affidavit is unsealed. It's a very minimal document. They just put enough in there to meet the probable cause threshold. So I think that there'll be still more questions, but that'll come out in the pretrial hearings and ultimately at the trial if he does go to trial.
And Phil, I'm wondering if that probable cause affidavit, Bobby is saying he thinks there's just enough in there to get over the probable cause hurdle. But I've seen some affidavits where they were pretty lengthy and laid out a lot of detail.
Well, Bobby is correct. That's all an affidavit is. It's probable cause. Now, sometimes the case itself will determine the amount of
All right, guys. Whew. That is wild stuff. I'm about to go to the next video. But that's a lot of information. Now, one of the things that I think is really interesting about this is the amount of information centered around the public's kind of like reaction to the Moscow police. I know we were part of that reaction where we were like, these people are they don't know what they're doing. They're brand new. I think it was Tomcat that was really like amateurs, but we don't know for sure. It's looking like maybe they're not amateurs. Maybe they just were trying to not give too much information, too soon. So I don't know.
Let's see. Coffee Cake says, I thought he wouldn't want to hurt people. Oh, I guess he's replying to somebody. Let's see. Oh, is this true?
He's a vegan. Oh no. Well, damn.
That's no good.
Let's take a look. I think we can. We have another video of the body cam footage of when Bryan Kohberger was stopped, so we can see. Kathy is already getting that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to it.
All right, let's get back to it.
State police got your license and registration. I stopped you, man, when you were driving by me there, you're a little too close to the back of that semi. About one car between you and the back of this trailer. We're about one car going 10 miles an hour, so you're going 60 or 70 miles an hour. We're about 6 or 7 cars. So oh, you guys did?
Yeah, and you said that. So.
You got stopped by a trooper? We don't have any SUVs. It was a county guy. Was it like a black SUV?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you thought you guys were following too closely? Okay.
What happened in WSU when my son goes to school shooting?
Today? Well, I'm not going to give you guys another ticket or warning if you just got stopped. Just make sure you give yourself plenty of room, okay? So like I said, it's all about how fast you're going, okay? So if you're going 10 miles an hour, you only need one car. Or if you're going, so the speed limit here is 70. If you're going 70 miles an hour, you need 7 car miles. Yeah. That's the easy way to explain it. Yeah. Okay. It's really in the B&B mail, it says 2 to 3 seconds. All right. You guys have a safe trip. Where y'all heading?
Thank you so much for the time.
Where y'all heading to? Where at? Yeah. It's a long haul. You guys scared of airplanes? Did you? Okay. All right, well, hey, peace out, safe trip.
Thank you,
See
sir.
They were stopped.
Got put over twice.
From December 15th. What's the other version of it? Wow. So because he told them that he had just got pulled over, they just let him go? Yeah. I'm not gonna give you a ticket because you just got pulled over.
That's pretty interesting. You know what's interesting about this is a lot of the times it seems like when we're talking about these things that happen, they're similar situations that I've been in, except for like actually, unaliving someone, but getting pulled over twice in a row, and basically they let you go because of that. So this was years. I was like 19 actually. I was in. I drove to what's that city called? Dalton, somewhere out there.
By Riverdale.
Somewhere out there. I drove to like the far south suburbs of Chicago, and I was purchased some rims, and I was driving back, and I got pulled over. What they said? What I got pulled over for? I don't know. I think they said speeding actually, because I was just trying to get from out there. So they pulled me over, and then I think he gave me a ticket, and then I got back in the car or whatever. Not back in the car. I was already in the car. I drove back off, and then the rims was like rubbing. They were rubbing against whatever it was. They were rubbing basically. So I had pulled the car over to get out of the car to see what was going on because I heard something bump, bump, bump. And then next thing you know, I hear someone saying, "You don't got to step out the car." I'm like, "What?" I turn around and see it's the police. So evidently they had pulled me over, and I didn't notice they pulled me over. I was getting out the car just to check my rims, and basically he was like, "Get back in the car," or whatever. So I did, and then he came back. He was like, "Did you just get pulled over?" I was like, "Yeah, I did, for speeding." It's like, you know what? Okay, well, you got pulled over. Don't worry about it. Just drive safe and get to where you're going.
To me, that is the direct opposite. You just got pulled over and you're still fucking up. So.
Yeah, I don't even know why he pulled me over the second time. To be honest, we never got to that part. But yeah, it was just interesting that has happened to me before though. Yep.
I was thinking what Mikey said. I was thinking like if they were black, they wouldn't have been like, "All right, bye." But I guess you just dispelled that one for me. And I'm gonna tell you, Naj, the cops don't like Naj. They always go for him. So if you got away with something, I know that's some real shit.
Yeah, like
he never gets away with anything.
Nah, that's one thing I do. I'm gonna be unbiased with it. Like my younger years with the police, I was a police pullover magnet.
What do you mean younger years? Just like 3 years ago, you were a magnet.
No, nothing like it.
But that was still a magnet. That was wild. I had never seen nothing like that in my life. Najee got pulled over like every week. All right, let's go ahead and get to this next one. So the slain student's family's lawyer addresses Bryan Kohberger's arrest. That's going to be a really good, interesting one. I'll get to it in a second once we get it pulled up. But I don't know. That video is kind of scary. So who's in the car with him? Is that his father? Was his father driving with him back to Pennsylvania? Because, I mean, was dad part of the crime? Because I want to know, like, what the hell that's about, because that's crazy.
I think that did say it was his dad.
That's his dad?
I believe so.
I don't know. That's crazy.
First of all, just your general reaction to what happened last Friday with the arrest.
Well, I think everybody was relieved. The family was relieved, and it's long from over. The next, that chapter's kind of closed at least, and then now the next chapter starts. The whole criminal justice process, and so I think everyone had a little bit of relief and was able maybe to sleep at night, and then now it's back to the grind again. So.
Did you have any inkling that something was coming?
No, we had no idea. They hadn't released any information, had no heads up about anything. I think I received a call it was about 10:30, I think, on Thursday night, and from the Moscow Police Department letting me know that they were in the process of taking someone into custody. They didn't release the name or any of that information to us that night. I immediately called the family and spoke with them. They were obviously, happy and relieved to a certain degree. And then I got more information, more details about who the defendant was in the case the next morning. So.
I know you're limited in what you can release at this time. Has law enforcement briefed you and the Gonsalves family on what is going to be discussed in the probable cause affidavit?
No. I mean, they don't need to. I mean, they haven't reached out to us to set up a meeting or anything. You know, I'm obviously a criminal defense attorney myself and a former prosecutor. So I've explained to them how the process goes and what the hearings might entail and how that's going to be playing out and how we'll just kind of take it day by day. You know, everyone thinks that I think that he's going to get back here and he's going to automatically be arraigned on the case, and that's just not what's going to happen. His first appearance will probably be getting an attorney. So get either a court-appointed attorney, or if someone, you know, the family hires an attorney, a privately retained attorney, and then that attorney's going to want a couple of days to talk with his client, and then they'll have a preliminary hearing regarding the probable cause for the arrest, and then obviously the Latah County will have to get a grand jury for the indictment, and he can be arraigned on an information prior to the indictment and be held on that, and then. So, I mean, there's a lot of moving process, things that are going on that aren't going to happen immediately on the case. So.
But as far as whatever's in that affidavit, I would assume the family would want to know before the public.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we'd like to see it. They're not going to release it to us. I mean, I've asked for it right now, and they've not released it to us. They're stating Idaho state law that they can't release it until after the arraignment.
Wow.
And so we're honoring that. But you know, I'm just as anxious, and the family is just as anxious to see the probable cause affidavit as everyone else is. You know, hopefully it's a good probable cause affidavit. It's not going to detail everything that's in part of the investigation, but it will give a good basis about what possible evidence they have that connects the defendant in this case to the crime. So.
Oh, wow. Autumn, we didn't even say hi. Hi, Autumn.
What's up, Autumn?
Our sweet, loving moderator. And what's up, Zaza?
Thank you, Zaza, for the $4.99
Yes.
super chats.
We missed you too, Zaza. Happy New Year.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a while, our sweet love. I saw Autumn's comment said she's never been pulled over a day in her life.
I saw that. I was like, well, she is in Canada. I don't know. Maybe things are different.
Maybe the cops are different there. I've been pulled. Kathy said, I've been pulled over. I don't even drive. It's actually kind of funny. Personally, I've been pulled over plenty of times, but the cops are always nice to me. I mean, I've had very good experiences with cops. I'm not gonna lie. I told you this. I usually can get out of a ticket like that. It's rare. And if I'm not in the mood to be nice, I just be like, just give me the ticket. I'll pay for it. Just give me the ticket. And then they'll be like, well, here we go. Give you a warning. Well, fine. Just give me the warning. Let me go. I usually don't have a bad experience, but I have personally noticed Najee's bad experiences. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah,
it might be a sexist thing. I don't know.
For sure. No, it might be. That's definitely for sure.
I don't know why they treat my baby like this.
It's
come from my boo.
It is what it is.
All right, guys, let's see what's next, because we got a couple more videos and we're gonna see what's going on. We have three more videos that I want us to watch, and then we'll see if we have a link that we can use. Susan, we will get to it. I think if Kathy has the link, she'll put it in our Patreon. Or if Autumn gets it, we'll put it in the Patreon, and we'll see what that is. But remember, we can only use certain videos because a lot of our videos, unfortunately, when we take y'all's suggestions, we'll go to watch them and then realize that it's a video we can't use because of copyright. Because some people don't want to play nice and let us watch their stuff without it being copyrighted, and then take it down, and then that's that. That's not fun. All right, my loves, let's go ahead and see. Hold on, let me see. Make sure we got, Jesus Christ. Neff just said something that was interesting to me before we move on. Just so you know, Idaho does not recognize an insanity plea, not that I think he would even qualify for.
Interesting.
Let's go. All right. Well, that takes away the crap from the face eater, that guy that we did in the Patreon. So, you know, that's good. All right, let's get to it. And
That was Idaho?
No, that guy was in another state. I don't remember the state though. Here goes this monster now. Oops, we shouldn't be saying that. What if he's not? He looks scary as shit. He's quite tall. Holy shit, look at the... Did you see that? All the guns they had with him?
Yeah.
I mean, what can he do? He's not Magneto. Just boy, that's Wakanda. That mug is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't. It's interesting seeing him next to other human beings because I didn't realize how tall he was. That's a big man.
Has he spoken or said anything, any words? Or
I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out, but
yeah.
Let's see. We got another video coming up here. Let me just hold on, brother. He's so thirsty. All right, hold on. Just let me tell you, baby.
Yeah, he's a lot taller than I thought he was.
Yeah, like I was imagining, but I guess it makes sense that he's that big. I mean, I don't know. I guess you could take down anybody when you're not expecting them, but him being big like that kind of makes it a little bit more. I mean, either way, it's a scary thing, but it makes it more like, yeah, you're a big guy. You're not like little. So, whew. All right, let's see. This next video is going to be. I don't know what's happening here. Next video is going to be Idaho student murders. Everything we know about the suspect, Bryan Kohberger.
Be somebody there looking him in the face and letting him know that this isn't going away anytime soon. This is just the beginning.
Relief after nearly 7 weeks of investigation, an arrest in the murders of Kaylee Gonsalves, Maddie Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. So who is Bryan Kohberger, the man charged with the crimes, and did he know the victims?
Did he know the victims?
I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to this special edition of Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast, coming to you from Moscow, Idaho. Bryan Kohberger will be brought back to Idaho to answer to those murder charges. He is a 28-year-old Washington State University student who is studying criminal justice and criminology just a short distance from here. Kohberger is accused of murdering those 4 University of Idaho students last November in a house near campus. Deputies led Kohberger into court in Monroe County, Pennsylvania, Tuesday morning. He's waiving extradition to Idaho, where he will face murder charges. His public defender, Jason Labar, telling me that Kohberger hopes to be exonerated. Last Friday, police executed a search warrant at Kohberger's apartment in Pullman, near the Washington State University campus. That university is just 10 miles from Moscow, Idaho. I talked to a neighbor who lives downstairs from Kohberger, and she told me she had really never met him, only to say hi, and only learned his name last Friday after that search warrant was executed.
Did you ever hear anything up there or anything like that?
Yeah, we heard, we heard loud sounds during the night.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
Not just once, and so it seemed like he's a night person, not do a lot of things during the day, but during the night he's very active.
Right.
To like clean the floor sometimes, vacuum. It's very loud sound.
Kohberger was a teaching assistant.
I don't know. Sound like sis trying to get clout. Yeah, we heard loud sounds at night. Like, okay, I don't know. Honestly, anything ever happens between us, our neighbor's gonna be like, yeah, they're crazy. They hear us loud all the time. Oh my gosh. That's a wild one. We got some more on this one. I just wanted to check in with the comments. Ruben said, I'm 5'4", so I can't kill anybody. That's why you got that mouth. That's why he know how to use the fingers. He know how to talk.
Kathy says, Ruben, I'm 4'10".
Are you for real, Kathy? You're 4'10"? That's so cool.
She says she's shrinking. That's what it is.
She's shrinking.
Oh, and shrinking.
I love people that I could like pick up. I do. I'm pretty tall for a woman. I'm 5'8". I'm usually taller than everybody. I have one. My best friend is taller than me, but honestly, like not by much. But she's taller than me. I think she's like she might. I guess she's 5'9", 5'10", or something like that. But usually, if I'm with anyone else, the Texas people are shorter, just in general, it seems. So I'm usually taller than everybody.
Bendy says, "Oh, Kathy, I'm 5 foot half an inch."
These my babies are little. I used to be 5 feet, Bendy. All right, let's go ahead and get back to this video. I just wanted to. I don't know about this neighbor. What do y'all feel about this neighbor? I just feel like some people just like to hop on a bandwagon. I don't know, because you said you didn't know him, you didn't know his name, but you heard. No, okay, I don't know.
In undergrad classes at Washington State University, one student who wanted to remain anonymous told me that Kohberger was a really tough grader, and that the professor in the class that he was acting as a teaching assistant in would tell him things like, be nice. So they described him as being kind of standoffish, and this student told me she really only saw him in class between 3 and 4 times. Now, before Kohberger moved to Washington State in August of 2022, he actually studied at DeSales University in Pennsylvania. That's where he's from, and he earned a master's degree there. He also received a bachelor's degree from DeSales. One of his undergraduate classmates wanted to remain anonymous as well when speaking with me and told me that Kohberger didn't socialize with others in the program and didn't take part in activities such as the Criminal Justice Club. Kohberger also took a class that other criminal justice undergraduate students took, and that was a class focused on serial killers. That class was taught by Dr. Catherine Ramsland. She still teaches it to this day. She is a renowned forensic expert, and she has been a guest on Sidebar. She's a forensic psychologist, and she has said to us that she is not making any statements to the media at this time. Meanwhile, the family of Kaylee Gonsalves is relieved by news of the arrest, but they are still grieving, as you can imagine.
You know, things have changed.
That is crazy. So one of the teachers is a renowned forensic psychologist that's done podcast videos and seminars on Jack the Ripper, Bundy, all those people. That's crazy. And imagine how she might feel knowing that she was his teacher.
Wow.
5'8". Why did I think you were a fellow shorty, Reina? 5'4" here. No, y'all, I'm pretty tall. I'm a tall baby. I'm tall. Me and Najee are about the same height. Najee's 5'9".
Why?
Why are you 5'9"? I don't know, baby, but you are.
I'm not 5'9".
Najee's 5'. Show him. Want to show him how tall you are?
Yeah, stand up.
No, you stand up.
No, stand up next to me. If I'm on your end, it's taller than you.
Are you?
Yeah. I'll let y'all guess my height.
Come on. Stand up.
Stand up first.
You have this big old robe on. It's going to make you look taller.
Go ahead.
Take your hat off.
Now stand up. So she's 5'8", right? And supposedly I'm 5'9". Somehow. This is what 5'9" looks like. I'm a whole inch taller than you.
With heels on, I'm taller.
No, you're not. You're still not taller. Sorry. Y'all guess my height. How taller am I based off of what you just saw? And she's 5'8".
How tall do you think Najee is? And I'm 5'8". He makes me sick.
That's terrible.
I'm gonna go pull up while you guys are guessing Najee's height. I'm gonna pull up the Patreon because I saw Susan and Kathy have been talking to us about this video. I want to get to this Patreon because I want to make sure. Usually, Kathy makes sure we get videos that aren't bad, so we can go in there and we'll use her video.
You a mess. So 5'9".
You are 5'9".
Susan D says 6'1". Nefertiti says 5'10".
Kathy, which link am I going to?
Ruben says 6'2". Nefertiti says that's a big inch. Rachel says 6'3".
Rachel.
Bendy says 6'2". Autumn says 6'1".
He looks that much taller than me. What the hell?
Kathy says.
Why do y'all think he looks that much taller than me? Let me see this. Najee?
No, I'm not that tall. I am 6 feet and half an inch. That is my height without shoes on. Which is what I'm wearing right now. No shoes. 6 feet, half inch. So I guess like 6'1" with shoes on.
I said 6'1.5". Trish said 6'3". You look real tall to these people.
I guess so.
You got big energy, baby. Big spirit.
That's funny.
Hey, which one am I supposed to be going to, Kathy? I got a whole bunch of ones from News Nation, WFLA. I don't know which one I should be going to, Kathy. Susan says 1 through.
She said last one.
The last one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's pull this up and see if this is it. Daughter of BTK killer on possible link to... What?
Oh, he has a daughter?
No, of the BTK killer.
Oh.
Hold on 1 second.
Interesting.
Let me get this video up. Because this is the... Everyone looks tall to me. Let me go back to the link. I'm going to copy it.
I don't know what is with this.
Owie.
Okay.
Let me copy the link and then we're going to pull that video up. 6'1".
Close. Half an inch.
You're basically
shorter.
6'1", babe.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I've grown since I started lifting weights. You know, it improves your height, straighten up your spine.
I got it, Kathy. Thank you. Let me just go pull it up now.
Cool.
There were some other comments besides that. Ruben said, "Don't say that in prison." I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's see here. I think that's pretty much it. Okay. Good people, while you are still in the chat, please tap that like button if you haven't hit it already. Hit the subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it if you aren't subscribed. And if you are subscribed, make sure the notifications are turned on so you can catch us when we go live throughout the week.
Can you click that one that Susan's on? So Susan said the Moscow, Idaho police say they will no longer be communicating with the public or the media about the Bryan Kohberger case. Judges prohibiting any communication by investigators or law enforcement. We need to know. Neff said, everyone is tall compared to me. Make short kings happy. And then Susan said, I don't think Kathy found mine. I can tell you the name and YouTube date if you want to look it up. Hey, so Susan, we have... Oh, this is... I had Najee's face ID. I'm so silly. We have the daughter of the BTK killer on possible link to Bryan Kohberger. Let me know if that's the right one. But if not, give us the info and then we can look it up. If we're allowed to use the video, we'll try to use it. If we're not allowed to use the video, then we'll try to find another version of it on a platform we're allowed to use it from. Okay? Let's go ahead and get to this next video. If you could move me on.
What did you first think when you heard that Dr. Ramsland was teaching Bryan Kohberger?
I found out Friday after Kohberger's arrest. I actually saw somebody mention Dr. Ramsland on Twitter. And then I realized, there was a connection there through DeSales University. Personally, my first reaction was just like my stomach churned and I literally physically got ill. I live with chronic PTSD, so
I'm sure she does.
Anything unexpected can really throw me. And knowing that there was now a connection back to Ramsland and she connects to my father, it was just a lot because I've been pretty invested in the Idaho case. I've been keeping up with the news and the true crime community. I've been quietly invested in the case. And so I was pretty shocked to find out that there was a connection to Ramsland and potentially a connection to my father, but we're going to have to wait and see.
Do you think he may have had any sort of communication with your father?
Kohberger could definitely have had communication with my father. It's very common for criminology students and in general, the true crime community or just fans or people that are curious in general to contact my father via mail. And occasionally they do speak to him on the phone. Knowing how personally connected Ramsland is to my father, I would not be surprised if Kohberger had at least tried to write my father. We're going to need to see letters. I mean, potentially, if Kohberger has contacted my father, there would be letters in Kohberger's house and also in my father's jail cell. I do think if there's a connection made, the FBI definitely need to go speak to my father.
Someone take this man and...
She has killer looks.
Something is honestly seriously wrong with Ruben. I don't know what to say, but something is wrong with Ruben. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's one, but I need proof. So, people just kind of saying, okay, Kohberger was influenced by your father. Well, obviously we know he studied my father in criminology classes. He probably studied him heavier since he had Ramsland as a professor. But we need to find out if there's a deeper connection. It concerns me. My father's had several mail violations and various violations, including cyber stalking me. So it concerns me that my father continues to have access to the public and the public has access to my father.
Knowing what you know about Dr. Ramsland, do you think she may have had an inclination that something was off with Kohberger because she studied your father so closely and has been studying serial killers for so long?
At this point, we need to believe that Ramsland, in good faith, didn't have any clue that Kohberger was capable of this form of deviance.
That's fair. That's nice of her to say.
I have questions about how did he get into the master's and PhD programs. I have questions about was he background checked? Did his supposed drug use or previous drug use was that taken in consideration? On the other hand, after being raised by a psychopath, I do know that they can hide very easily. That they can put on several masks and basically change how they're interacting with you. mimic you.
That's some deep shit. That poor girl. I mean, honestly, everyone's saying in the comments, and I agree. She looks so much like him too. Jesus Christ.
So who is this guy? The
BTK killer. Oh God, we've watched some videos on him before, but I gotta get. He's the one. I think he assaulted and killed women. I think he assaulted and killed them. I can't remember. I just have seen his face with those glasses so many times. I just can't remember him that well, actually.
Like recently, much older.
What's it like? Did he get caught like 10 years ago or something like that? Or I don't know. I'd have to look it up to be on point with it. I'd have to remind myself.
What does the BTK stand for, if y'all know?
Hold on. I have it somewhere. BTK.
I'm with you, Nefertiti.
What'd she say?
I suck at texting.
Dennis Lynn Rader, he's the Strangler from 1974 to 1991. What am I talking about 10 years ago?
1974 to 1971?
1991.
1991?
He killed 10 people in Wichita and Park City, Kansas, and sent taunting letters to police and media outlets describing the details of his crimes. He is abbreviated for bind, torture, and kill.
Wow.
Damn, Trish was on it. Life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Sheesh. His child, that's Carrie Rawson, his child that's talking now. And then Idaho's murder suspect studied under expert on serial killer BTK. Sheesh. And there's several movies about him and documentaries about Dennis Rader. This is so bad.
Wow.
How Dennis Rader hid in plain sight as the BTK killer. So it's all coming out again. We watched some videos on him before. So let's get back to this young lady's video, and while we're doing that, we will.
Kathy dropped it in the comments.
Kathy dropped it in the comments.
Video.
Scream video. I don't know what that is. I'm going to get us back to the video, and then I have to go to the restroom.
Cool.
Let's go ahead and get us back going.
By a psychopath, I do know that they can hide very easily, that they can put on several masks and basically change how they're interacting with you, mimic you. Basically, a lot of times they're saying to you what they think you want to hear. So I would assume Kohberger held himself in a certain way in a professional educational setting. I'm kind of shocked how far he's made it into the criminology fields, but it's happened before. My father has a criminal justice degree. D'Angelo, Golden State Killer, he has one. Bundy, I believe, studied criminal law. So it happens. I mean, you can be an expert on psychopaths and they're still going to trick you. And honestly, somebody like Kohberger probably found that thrilling. I don't know to what degree where his deviance caught up with him, or to what degree he knew he was deviant or he was capable of this kind of act. But I'm assuming, based on what I know about like my father and other, serial killers, like happens, greedy. I would assume Kohberger held himself in a certain way in a professional educational setting. I'm kind of shocked how far he's made it into the criminology fields. But it's happened before. My father has a criminal justice degree. D'Angelo, Golden State Killer, he has one. Bundy, I believe, studied criminal law.
Wow.
So it happens. I mean, you can be an expert on psychopaths and they're still going to trick you.
Wow.
And honestly, somebody like Kohberger probably found that thrilling. You know, I don't know to what degree where his deviance caught up with him, or to what degree he knew he was deviant or he was capable of this kind of act. But I'm assuming, based on what I know about like my father and other, you know, serial killers like my father, they kind of get off on being smart and thinking they're smarter than everybody in the room, and you know they're not going to get caught. I definitely can see that being the case here with Kohberger.
You know what it's like to be a family member of someone who's killed. I mean, what can you say about what Kohberger's family? I mean, he's just a suspect at this point, but what can you say about what his family?
Pretty hard, not knowing.
Kohberger's family is going through utter hell, I assure you. I mean, at this moment, we have no reason to suspect that they knew. You know, we're going to have to wait on law enforcement, but
I do want to point out that I kind of agree with what Neff is saying. So here's my thing. If we really truly believe in the law and how it's supposed to work, it's a lot of dedication to him being guilty without a lot of information. I mean, they don't have the murder weapon. You know, even how they figured out this Hyundai Elantra was very like a stretch. I mean, it did end up being, I mean, he was most likely in the area. I'm not saying he's not innocent. I'm not saying he is innocent. I just think that we could really be putting our foot in our mouths very quickly. I don't know.
I think that's the majority of situations. Like you said, we believe in what the law should be in the sense of proving guilty. But I think we know that it don't really work like that. Like he was brought in. 99% of people think that he's guilty just because of him being a suspect. That's almost the equivalent to saying you're guilty. We just got
until proven innocent.
Right. We just gotta show it to everybody else. And, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody think he's guilty, probably except for like his family.
There's been a lot of people who have been wrongfully convicted though. So Brown Eye said his gag reflex won't help him in jail, and then laughed. What's wrong with these people? That's not funny. That's horrible. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, but there are some really crazy connections she's making, though. I mean, her father has a criminal justice degree. Several horrifying serial killers have had it. And then someone said in the comments earlier, we kind of discussed it, their first murder is 4 people. I mean, he may have very well have done it before, or whoever did this may have very well have done it before. And I guess I just don't want to be so invested in it being this guy, even though it really could be. But I just want to keep it open that he could have had a partner. Keep it open that there could have been someone else there as well. Keep it open that maybe he did the Manson and sent someone else there to do it, and he didn't actually do the crime. Good night, Mikey. Take care of the babies.
Peace, Mikey.
Who knows, right? Like, I mean, it could go on a whole, we just don't have enough. And like, Kathy just said, everyone is speculating. Like, we just don't know enough because we don't have all the facts.
Yeah.
I hope they let this be a live television court case like everything else. Which I don't see why they wouldn't, but hopefully they let us watch this as it happens, so we can all have a good understanding as to what's going on. Hey, Joy, nice to see you again.
So, Joy, yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Very interesting. You want to finish up this video?
Yeah. The nightcaps are kicking in.
Or I can go to the last video I wanted to watch, and then we can.
Let's do that.
Because the daughter is not really a factual based.
Yeah.
It's interesting for sure, but she's just, and it's 22 minutes. So it's just kind of hard to decide, is she the one? I don't know. It's interesting, but they're getting a lot of coverage on that part from her. And the other thing about these cases that are so popular is you never really know if people are just kind of getting involved to be relevant. Not saying his daughter is like that at all. She's a victim herself in a way, but I don't know. Let's go to Neff's comment right there. I think this is great. Even if he isn't guilty, his life is over. It's like that professor that the TikToker kept blaming. Her life has been messed up because internet idiots harassed her. Yeah, I mean, imagine him trying to get a job again. His face is plastered everywhere. If he isn't guilty. And the other thing is, can he be proven guilty? That's the other thing, because it's like, what if he's not proven guilty? I mean, he basically kind of lived a guilty life, so that part.
Susan D says, great points.
Thanks, Susan.
Mindy, yes, one of them.
Talk about her dogs.
Oh, okay. I was like, not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's finish up wrapping up everything we know about Bryan Kohberger, and then we'll be able to see what else is going on. This is wrapping up from the video that we were watching before. We'll see what's up.
And she has said to us that she is not making any...
Oh, look at this, guys. What are the chances? So this is the young lady that's coming up right here.
She is a renowned forensic expert. And
here's the renowned forensic expert. And if you look to the right, she was on a podcast called Cocktails Plus Cocktails with Sergeant Sean Sticks Larkin. And you can see they have Crime Con, serial killer expert, Jack the Ripper, meeting serial killers, BTK killer, and post BTK. So she has a lot of background in the BTK killings. Save the BTK video. I only mentioned tonight because others mentioned it. Got it. We'll save it and we'll go through it. If we find anything good throughout it after this, Kathy, we'll play it to make sure that everyone else gets to see it too. Excuse me, right quick. Let me make sure this is playing. It is. All right, let's get back to it.
On sidebar, she's a forensic psychologist, and she has said to us that she is not making any statements to the media at this time. Meanwhile, the family of Kaylee Gonsalves is relieved by news of the arrest, but they are still grieving, as you can imagine.
Right.
You know, things have changed in some aspect of it, is that they have a person that they've arrested. But the loss of their daughter hasn't changed. The loss that she was murdered and all of those things, that hasn't changed at all. And now you have to have hope. You know, you had hope that they would get an arrest. Now you have to have hope that they're going to get a conviction, that they've done all the things that they needed to do, that they dotted their I's and crossed their T's. And they have evidence that will come in, and we'll get a good hard evidence on this individual.
That is attorney Shannon Gray, and he has been representing the Gonsalves family for several weeks now, helping them navigate this entire process. He said that the Gonsalves family does not know Bryan Kohberger. It's not somebody they recognize, but they're looking to see whether or not he has any connection to Kaylee.
Now that we have a name and we have a person, the family, all the families are going to be looking for connections between all of the victims. So, and if we find any connections between Kaylee or Maddie or Ethan or Xana or any of those, the victims in the case, we'll be relaying all of that information over to the Moscow Police Department. And we're going to allow the Moscow Police Department to determine if they release any information regarding those connections. And I think the Moscow Police Department is really asking from the public, now that there's a face and a name, that get as much information as you can to us about this guy.
Anybody see him that night?
About his habits, things that he was doing, all that stuff, still asking for community help. So,
just because an arrest has been made, it doesn't mean that the investigation is over.
Right.
Police here in Moscow are still investigating with the assistance of Idaho State Police and the FBI.
And I would just, I would just encourage anybody that's out there that's to continue with the leads and the tips to the Moscow Police Department to help them gather, additional circumstantial evidence that might be able to help in the investigation and those types of things. And because I feel like it was the community that helped solve this crime. It was a community involvement. I mean, it was, the guy was from Pullman, right? He was nine miles away and just over the border. And so You know, I don't know the details of it, but I'd be fairly certain and confident that it was the community that helped solve this crime and helped with the leads and the tips in the investigation. So.
Moscow police are asking anybody with information about the homicide investigation or Bryan Kohberger to come forward and provide that information to them, either through the tip line or by email. I'm Anjanette Levy, and you are watching Sidebar here on Law and...
That is it on Law and Crime. Anjanette Levy. That's our girl that keeps us up to date. Guys, I think that this is something we're going to be sticking with for the next year or two. I know they're probably going to take their time trying to figure out like what's really going on. They seem pretty confident that he might be the person, especially since they released all that information. But, yeah, this is a very scary situation because of so many unknowns. And I would be interested in hearing what that forensic psychologist professor has to say about this at some point. But she made it clear she's not going to be discussing anything with the public anytime soon. So I just think it's wild. Joy said, all the families are in for a very long, tough journey. My hearts go out to them. My sister and brother-in-law went to something like this and the murder of their son here in Texas. Yeah, Kathy, Trish is from Australia. I'm so sorry, Joy. That's absolutely horrifying. And yeah, you're right. I mean, that's why I feel for the BTK killer's daughter. Like she said, she has post-traumatic stress syndrome or disorder, and she has a lot that I'm sure she has to deal with, and she gets triggered easily still to this day. So I know that's horrible. But in any case, guys, first of all, I need to just say this. Thank you for sticking with us. All of you guys that stuck with us in the beginning when we were having like way too long of issues with our Wi-Fi, and the fact that y'all stayed with us and had a great time with us. We always love it. We always appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Trish, for your sweet, kind words that control the controllables. Thank you for the super chats. Y'all are always great for that. And praying to the Wi-Fi God. We got to stay up with this one. This is really wild. We have some other things that we wanted to come back and talk to you about as well. I really wanted to talk about the Meg Thee Stallion Tory, but I don't think Najee wanted to talk about it. But I really wanted to talk about it, but it's kind of getting old now, so
we can talk about it.
Yeah. All right, guys. In any case, we will see you soon. We owe our Patreon some quality time, so we'll probably be over there at the Patreon for the rest of the week. And we'll probably do a couple videos there that's just for them. And then we'll be back on our YouTube. So for all of our Patreon people, you'll see us there this week. Otherwise, next week or towards the end of this week, we should be back. Yes. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Happy New Year. We miss you guys. And we love you very, very much. Thank you. Don't forget to like, comment on your way out.
Catch y'all next time.
Goodbye, wonderful people.
Peace.
Oh, Susan said maybe try a designated night so we can all know and join. Hope that's not pushy. Not pushy at all, Susan. You're right. We've been promising that, and we have to make sure for the new year we deliver. So we will definitely do that for you guys. Alrighty, guys. With much love. Goodbye.